Not that being from Wakefield, we need to go on holiday, but you understand. Bright lights, laddered tights, drunken fights and runaway kites, endless fun and sights to see, with donkey rides and brides to be. A week at the coast is all you need for your Visa card maxed or your inhibitions freed. Blackpool is the town where the madness never stops, with the grubbiest food and the tackiest shops. A jumbo stick of rock for only £3.10, a huge inflatable cock or your name on a pen. Fish and chips for tea and half a dozen lagers, and all the kids are laughing at the drunken old fathers. The most shameful little place for our country ever shat. There's nothing else quite like it. Thank fuck for that. And now a cover version by my favourite poet, Mr. John Cooper Clarke. This is a love poem by John Cooper Clarke, and it's written for David Cameron. Is it alright? The Right Honourable David Cameron, God bless him. Like a nightclub in the morning, you're the bitter end. Like a recently disinfected shithouse, you're clean round the bend. You give me the horrors, too bad to be true. All of my tomorrows are lousy because of you. You put the shat in shatter, put the pain in Spain. Your germs are splattered about, your face is just a stain. You're certainly no raver, commonly known as a drag. Do us all a favour here, wear this polythene bag. You're like a dose of scabies, I've got you under my skin. You make life a fairy tale, grim. People mention murder the moment you arrive. I'd consider killing you if I thought you were alive. You've got this slippery quality that makes me think of phlegm and a dual personality. I hate both of them. Your bad breath, bounce, disease, destruction and decay. Please, 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 please take yourself away. Like a death at a birthday party, you ruin all the fun. Like a sucked and spat out smarty, you're no use to anyone. Like the shadow of a guillotine on a dead consumptive's face. Speaking as an outsider, what do you think of the human race? You went to a progressive psychiatrist. He recommended suicide before scratching the bad name off his list and pointing the way outside. You hate laughter breaking through, it makes you want to fart. You're heading for a breakdown, better pull yourself apart. Your dirty name gets plastered out when something goes amiss. Your attitudes, platitudes just make me want to piss. What kind of creature bore you? Was it some kind of bat? They can't find a good word for you, but I can. Twat. Tom Short, ladies and gents.
Thank you for not feeling the need to sustain the clapping until I got up here. I'm actually really ill. This is not part of the act, this is just got my cold medicine in it. Coincidentally, not me, like I took it and it's not made me any less cold. But, improv bitch. I went to the Polish shop and they didn't have any cold medicine, so I just had to buy Codipar because it seemed the most close to cold medicine. or for if you've got a sick goldfish. I may go back to that bag at some point before the end of the set. If I'm looking green, feel free to, it's not a traffic light, feel free to flag it. And I know what you're thinking. Hey there, cool cat. How do you get to be such a cool cat? Well, I'll tell you. I'm an only child. Which means that I get amazing Christmas presents. I get to inherit a house. But I also have to pay for 2 funerals, so swings and roundabouts. I'm also dyslexic. Is there any other dyslexics in the audience? Power in numbers. Because we can do numbers. Some of you guys might be wondering what it's like to be a dyslexic. It's living the life of a lie. Because what is life if not a lie with an F in it? I got diagnosed when it took me a year to read Lord of the Rings. So in the end I just had to turn the subtitles off. I can write poems, and given that I've just followed a poem, I'm going to do a poem. It's a short poem. Alright, so that was a short poem. And I followed that up with a poem that doesn't rhyme. This is a poem that doesn't rhyme, so that was a poem that didn't rhyme. Okay, I've also noticed some things and some stuff which I'm going to tell you about now. I've noticed that no one ever roasts an egg. I've got no idea what ducks eat. Because I was thinking bread, but then I thought, well, bread doesn't grow on trees, does it? Or hedges. They'd be called bridges. And they would all of them. That is a woodpecker that's had to stop for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe he's getting his close up on Attenborough. Book me. Great tip. That was a new gag, that's not staying in. I've also noticed that pigeons are a bit socially awkward. A bit like me. So if you guys are you guys, and I'm a pigeon, you know, doing some pigeon stuff, might have a look under that newspaper, see if there's a chip under it. Oh, they look like they've got some seed. Just going to go over and hope that the microphone's long enough. And there's the eye contact, so I must walk away now. Oh God. Thought I needed cold medicine then, it's just this pigeon. Maybe if I walk towards that woman in a roundabout way. What's your name, love? And she spoke to me, so I almost walked away. Let's go walk in front of this traffic. Tell myself. Shit, the lights on red. I have to wait. Pigeon with a watch. Clearly. Right, it's going green now. My death is imminent. Did I lock the nest? I can't remember whether or not I locked the nest. That will annoy me. That kill myself later. I'm gonna split the audience now. Everyone on this side of Sammy is team this side of Sammy. Yeah. I'm glad that you guys are making noise because we're just gonna keep on doing that, motherfucker. So. I want everyone on team this side of Sammy to go. Feel free to add your arm movement. I find it helps. With the yeah, no, we'll do it all together. We'll do it all together. In 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh yeah. You guys are doing the arm movements, particularly it looked like a cat that's just yawned. And everyone on this side is team groundhog. Because I sometimes wonder whether or not groundhogs sent their friends and go, have you heard about humans? Their days aren't like ours, they just continue. It's mental! Wow! No. We're going to have the same conversation tomorrow? Yep. But the audience didn't get it. So, we're moving on. Everyone on team groundhog, we're going to go. Granted, it's harder. I will give you that. It is harder. So, you may want to get a pen and paper. But I have faith in you guys. So, in 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh yeah! Is that a TV that needs tuning? No, it's Team Groundhog. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to bring all of this together. You guys with your yawning cat, you guys with Churchill's speech. In 3, 1, 2, 3, go! I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to... Right, what happened was, Team Groundhog immediately forgot what they were doing. Okay, right, so... That. So, I feel mean now. I love some sweets. I have eaten some. Because I weren't intending to be mean to you guys. Okay, so we're gonna do the noise one last time. You guys will be like, wow. You guys will be like, wow. Go. Oh yeah. Now that is a sexy noise if ever I heard it. You guys might be wondering what we've just done there. We've just created some whale comedy. In that river, there's a whale just going. You know what, right? I do remember back when Krill was cheaper. God damn it, I think I'm just going to have to buy a Freddo. What do you mean, that's on GP? Raising it. Okay, I'm gonna bring it to a close now. Because you guys have been lovely. And you know, you put up with me talking some crap, a lot of people don't do that. So, I'm going to tell you a story that's going to weed out the dicks in the audience. The people who I was right to shout at. Okay, when I was younger, I was not always as cool as I am now, surprisingly enough. Yes, thank you for roaring. You're immediately immune, as long as you don't laugh later. Okay, so on Christmas Eve, right, my only friend was a dog, because humans didn't want to know me. Yeah, thank you. And then on Christmas Day, my house burned down to the ground, Christmas was ruined, the dog was dead. And then I went back to school, and my new nickname was Hot Dog. No! You were right to say that it wasn't you who wasn't ordering me earlier. Shame on, and you were being nice earlier. Look, you can point all you want, we know who you are. Alright, thank you for being lovely, guys. I've been Tom Short.
Many thanks to Tom Short. I can feel your medicine's down here, by the way, you've left it behind. Right, if anybody wants to move a little bit forward from the sort of standard gig semicircle, that is brilliant. The next guy is what happens when you raid greengrocers with a pen. He's a very good poet, he's a good friend of mine, and he's got a fantastic hat. So if anybody wants to move forward for Stefan Grieve, ladies and gents.
Okay, the last time I was here, I did a poem where I pulled a potato out of my pocket. It was kind of ridiculous, kind of a silly thing to do. I'm going to try not to do things like that anymore, not as often anyway. So this poem is a very serious poem. It's about a threat that unites all poets. It's about the enemy of the poets, right? You know, poets are the united enemy, well they do. And I have a representative of this enemy, right here in my pocket. Right. Can't look at it, it's terrible. Ugh. This is Ode to an Orange. Oh, orange, with your spherical shape and orange glow, why do you torment me so? Why do you have to become my latest foe? I never had this problem with a potato. Orange, you're a different kind of vegetable. So much so you're actually a fruit. That's open to dispute. You should be so sweet and yet so sour. You're almost as ridiculous as me wearing this flower. And you hold me that sounds your power. As I stare upon your featureless face, I spit upon you your disgrace. You don't let me rhyme! I do all the time! You rhyme as well as a poet from hell, as echo in a silent well, as this last sentence. Poets around the world are tearing out their head because this is not fair. And I'm a tooth, you just want to stare. Wait a minute, I cracked you a cake. Blancmange! Orange, blancmange, no, that's alright. You're boring, orange, orange! No, that's not real. It's making me surreal, it's making me feel. Wait a minute, I remember something someone said to me once. It's in Welsh, so it could work. Orange. It's a type of hair colour. And orange. It's a hill in Wales. That's it. The smaller the orange, the sweeter it is. The shorter this is, the sweeter. So I have to say now, like orange, orange, I got you. Alright. Anyone want an orange? Be orange, anyone? Say anyone want an orange? Say an orange. Go then. Bruised it! Oh no, my days of orange selling is behind me now, it's gone. It's gone. Alright, this one is, okay. Have you noticed in the past few months the weather's been a bit miserable recently? I mean, there's been flooding down south and stuff like that, and this poem is in honour of that. It's called Floody Wakefield. It was a miserable day in Wakefield, which seemed unusual to no one whatsoever. It rained and made the people of Wakefield upset, and not a little wet. It got to a point where they didn't know where it would end. Gone were the days when the weather was their friend. No more shining sun, no more summer fun. Just wind as harsh as you've been shot with a gun. And rain is persistent, a snot running through your nose when you got a cold. That weather was getting old. Something had to be done. So Wakefield Council got together and thought of a plan. They thought it was clever. They would build an ark. Yes, that's what to do. Work for Noah, why not for you? But where to build this thing of wood? Then they thought somewhere that would be good. They're going to tear down the market anyway. Why not there? Back in the cinema, more people would care. So on with So, there you go. Okay. So all they built, and they built a big boat, which is good because the rain was getting them soaked. So they filled it with two are very kind, and two they did. The doctors, the shopkeepers, the barbers, the butchers, the bakers, the candlestick makers, the goths, punks, the chavs, and onward, until they're two very kind, even a poet or two. Well, not me though, maybe quite bully if I'm honest with you. So I went to the man child and said, "Hey Fred, I'm a poet, will you know it? Why am I on that boat?" And he said, "Listen mate, we've already got two, Ralph Darford and Margaret. They're so good, they make poetry and have it. Whereas you can't deal with your weird pretentious crap. Try and make a rhyme by that, you prat." So only I went with nothing more to say. I looked back at the boat with dismay, but when the flood was meant to be at its highest, I found myself to be at my driest. As the rain sizzled away, the people that came out to embrace a sunny day, and Fred said, "Bloody Wakefield, can't even do floods right." Someone said to me quite recently, in fact, there's no miserable weather, there's just miserable people. So almost to me, I'm quite miserable actually sometimes, and people sound to be happy. I thought, what if I wake up every day and decide not to be miserable anymore? This is the day I decide not to be miserable. The day I decided not to be miserable was the day I joyfully leapt out of bed, only to fall over and crack my head. I was unconscious for so long that everyone thought I was dead. When I woke up in my hospital bed, I was so confused I thought it was Fred. Said, "Leave back home," and spent the rest of my days living in my garden shed. The day I decided not to be miserable was the day I decided to keep a smile on my face. It's stuck there because someone swapped my toothpaste for cement. No one ain't trying to say a sad lament. I have a massive grin on my face. What a disgrace. The day I decided not to be miserable anymore was the day I also decided to be a vegetarian. All that had just happened during the day, potatoes took over the earth. With carrots and kernels, and lettuce for leaders, but so we did nothing because it was stupid. And because vegetables are the sole consolidation of my girth, they rose up against me. I thought it couldn't get any worse. I might as well lay down a coffin in my hearse. That's when the flowers rose out the ground to define me as well. And because of all the flowers I wear on my lapel, put me to a rosy spawn. Voila! A new fashion statement was born. The day I decided not to be miserable was the day I went walking in the storm. But we'd been fine, it hadn't been the time, but not walking naked was a crime. Because muggers had stolen my clothes. I almost froze and lost all the rest of my toes. The day I decided not to be miserable was the day for me everything went right. I was my happiest mite. My soul got light. But later that night, I found happiness in being made illegal. And in prison I spent 72 years. Cheers. This one I got from Black Horse Poets. It's a great poetry group. If you like your poetry and pubs and your horse is more dark. This is one, despite a bit of a quest, a twist in it, but I won't spoil it to you because that would be ridiculous. So this is Quest Interrupted. He dreams in diamonds, she sleeps in stone. Those are the words etched in a dead man's bone. To save the land from the wrath of the wretched, the night will save them and go undetected. He climbs over mountains past the graveyard of gods, and the sands of the tearless until he reaches unforgivable fogs. In there is a castle, locked in her room, is a queen in her coffin, and the king dreaming of doom. The king has eyed diamonds where his eyes should be, and the queen has gone pale and can no longer see. I see that you have found that your quest has gone wrong, said a voice from the shadows. I wonder why it took you so long. The night last you spoke, but you never found out the answer. For the author of this tale thought the questions going stale. So he added a few dragons and a magic singing ham, and retired to his bedroom thinking, well, who gives a damn? Okay, so last time I was here I brought a potato in my pocket and an orange, and you're probably not going to guess what's in this pocket. So it is actually me. I'm in my pocket. I am actually in my pocket. Right, I got this a few weeks ago. I thought I could probably get a comb out of it, or maybe a bookend or a doorstop or something. So this is conversations with myself. As I hold myself in my hand, I find myself in the strange land, the technology supreme. As I look at it, I think I may scream. As it says with a slanted smile, I'll get you in a while. Just you wait, the destruction will be my fate. You always have to wear that hat. You never get to try on that fancy cravat. You always have to be the right amount of fat, and that constant wearing of that flower will be my power. You always look this scour. I'm better than you as well. I'm better than you as well. Sorry, wait a minute. It's near the end now. Yeah. I bet he was like, damn you! What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? You're ruining everything! Anyway, go on. Okay. Brand new as well. For starters, our best site. Probably less better in a fight. The other side, I'll probably my light out. Any brothers off me in my head, probably one bright. And for that, do you guys say this? I have eventually over you, see. For tonight, I'm going to put you back in my pocket. Good night.
Cheers, Stefan. Always a pleasure to see Stefan perform. Next up, we've got somebody from Northamptonshire. I just want to say one thing very quickly. Don't ever listen to your teachers at school, because my English teacher once said to me, never write a story that ends, and then I woke up and it was all a dream. 2 years later, Inception made 300 billion at box office, so fuck it. Ladies and gents, Pete Sotwell.
Evening all.
Evening.
I'll do. Love what you've done with the place. just need to check. We are allowed to be here, aren't we? The lock's not hanging off. So don't laugh too much. I wouldn't want to literally bring the roof down. Now, me and you, we've got something in common. Sometimes I look in the mirror and think, who the fuck's that guy as well? It's, it is nice to be here, nice bit of carpet, I'm going to leave that just in case it kicks off, I like some kind of barrier. Like we said, I come from Northampton tonight. Don't really come up north that much. It's just a bit too far, if I'm honest. Yeah, comedy. It's a bit new to me. I'm an author by trade. So this time of night I'm usually sat in front of a screen trying to make myself laugh, whereas now I'm sitting in front of you lot trying to make you laugh. I just got back off holiday, and let's just get this right from the beginning. Travel's crap. Getting where you go is alright, but actually getting there is fucking dreadful. I've been on holiday on all sorts of transportation. The worst by far is EasyJet. A close second is coach. I went to the Czech Republic by coach about 12 years ago. This was before EasyJet came along and made something worse than 18 hours. I was going to Czech Republic, which is where my wife's from. I was going to visit her, and I didn't have no money. So we left London, and the films came on. They were in Czech. The subtitles were in another language, and I was the only English guy there who didn't speak Czech or the other language. My passenger was nice enough to let me know that the announcement that came over in Czech and not in English, that they were selling beer for 50p a can downstairs. It was one of these posh coaches, if you can actually get posh coaches, less shit coaches. You had tables downstairs and you could get a drink. I think it was about 13 hours in we stopped in Germany, and the first and only announcement that came over the mic when we all got back on the coach came over the mic in English, was passengers are reminded that downstairs is the cafe area and not the sleeping area. Which, if you're going to sell 50p a can, entertainment or conversations are the only English guy there. It's a risk. I did actually make a repeat booking with that coach company about 3 months later, and never heard nothing from them. Just nothing, just refunded the car and that was it. And that's when I discovered EasyJet. Move forward a little bit of time, we've settled down, I've stopped spending both our monies on shit that you know, you haven't got nothing to show for. And I'm about to turn 30. And I thought, I want to go Vegas. I like Vegas, let's go. My wife agreed, of course. She likes to go on holiday as well. And the first thing that happened is, well, I thought this is not going to go well. Airport parking. Now, it looks easy. You pay your money, they go, yeah, we'll park your car for you, we'll take you down the airport on a bus. We got there at 5 in the morning, there was already 80 people waiting for what was a minibus when it turned up. It was every man for himself. You know, I had to really push my wife through the crowd to get on that coach to save me a seat. Now, I've done long haul flights before. I went to Hong Kong a few years ago, and as you might be able to tell, I'm not really built for economy. And Hong Kong was 12 hours away. I went on my own, and I had to sit next to another fat geezer. We went with Air New Zealand, and the in-flight meal was lamb curry. Things got almost unbearable. I needed a plan to get to Vegas in one piece, or not in tears. And the first bit of the plan was I need to sleep on that flight, because I'm the guy that falls asleep when we descend. Everyone else is asleep and I'm just looking around at everyone, hating them, whether they're a relative or not. So I've got a big bag of sleeping pills, because that's how the doctor prescribes them in bags. And started taking them. A little bit early, I have to admit. I think 12 hours is probably a little bit premature. But it did help me form the second part of the plan, which was flag and upgrade. I've seen it on the internet. I've even run 7X now. I thought, I know. I'll tell them I'm on board. No, but one eye looking one way and the other looking the other, I don't believe I'm on board. That won't work. I'll tell them I'm a vicar. That won't work either. So what I did was, I got my wedding ring and I started buffing it up good. Spinning on it, making sure it was a bit shiny. And the guy at check-in, I don't know what it was, I think he perhaps just got bored of my long-winded story about why we needed an upgrade, because we were newlyweds. We would have been married 8 years ago. But he said to us, expect an upgrade. We need to go in the lamp with this ticket. And I don't know if anyone else gets this, or it's just me, but we're sitting in this executive lounge where all these wondrous things, you know, you can charge your phone without unplugging the massage chair, all that stuff. And I turned to my wife and said, look at this, look. Okay, you know what's happening, don't you? She goes, yeah, we're getting an upgrade, dickhead. What's that? I went, no. I said, look around. I said, we're better than all these people. And she went, Pete, there's businessmen in suits with their Apple laptops. You've got your travel tracksuit on. I don't think you're that much better. So I thought we were going in first class. I thought upgrade meant you go in first class and you get all sorts of wondrous things. It turned out it's premium economy. Now, the difference between economy and premium economy is a bit like saying, I had a bit of dog shit that weren't in economy. You may not have dog shit dribbling down your face, but you still enter. It ain't that different. I haven't tested that. The other difference is they gave us a Daily Mail newspaper. and it's 2 seats instead of 3, which was a little bit better for me. I wasn't next to a fat guy anymore. My wife was. That can't be helped. You'd think premium economy would have more than 2 films on a 12-hour flight. I ended up having to watch Keeping Up Appearances. I didn't sleep. And, you know, I spent most of the flight just looking at my wife like I hated her. Because she was asleep and I wasn't. So we got to Vegas in the end. And got to the hotel. Now, all the hotels there, they have casinos. You have to walk through the casino to get anywhere. And as you're walking through, you can hear all the money falling out and all that. And I thought, this is just like the films, just like Casino with Joe Pesci and all that. It actually turns out you get a ticket these days. Then no money comes out. And they're explaining on reception, oh, it's much better than money. You know, you can't lose it, you can't spill it all over the floor. It's much better in every way, it's better than money. I don't know any world economy anywhere that's built on tokens. Especially ones that expire after 30 days. Now, everything in Vegas is massive. It's massive, except for the limousine we went in to get to Grand Canyon. That wasn't massive. That was like sitting on a curb. And he's up there. And we're walking down the strip. You know, it's the desert. It's burning outside. It's about 3 days in. I've just about got over the bag of sleeping pills. And we're on the strip, and I see the MGM. I went, come on, love, we'll go for a walk down there. We've got lions in there. So we started walking, and because everything's so big, it's very difficult to get a perception of distance. Half hour later, I'm potted up on a wall leaning. It's just, look, help me out, love. In a bad way. Close to fainting, you know, I needed some sort of sports drink or something. The MGM still looks the same fucking distance it did. It's like we ain't got nowhere. I had to get a taxi to take me home in the end. Have a lie down. You know, so we come back. As I said, it's a long way up here. And someone said, why didn't you come on the train? I'll tell you why I didn't come on the train. One reason alone. Platform weirdos. This is a phenomenon. It's around the world. It happened in Vegas on a monorail. He was there. If you're unlucky and lonely enough to be travelling on your own on a train, you'll be standing on the platform just considering jumping in front of the next train because you're a bit lonely. And someone will come up to you. He'll come up to you. Well, are you travelling somewhere? Yeah. Never goes nowhere. I've never seen him get on a train, he's just there. Just there. And I thought, oh, you do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm on the train. So if I do go on the train, I'll take my mates and talk to them. Just for my amusement. It's, you know, we just had a little baby at home. It wasn't just, it was nearly a year ago, but fucking hell, that year's gone quick. Almost a blur of terrified misery with elation at some points and wondering what on earth I was thinking. Not all the time, she's lovely, but fucking hell, it's hard work. Now, you know, I love my daughter, she's great, she sticks her tongue out and I've taught her, teach all sorts of other things, but I've learned something. I've got a passive aggressive baby. She is. She don't want to do something, she just won't do it. And if I'm holding her and I want to put her into her car and she don't want to go, she forms a position that makes it absolutely impossible to do what I'm going to do. And I've been thinking about this. She's actually quite clever, because if someone said to me, form a position so no one can pick you up, for me, I'd just go, go on then. But if I was about that big, I'd think maybe a pencil. You know, know, it'd be a bit difficult. No, she's gone a level more than that. She goes like a banana. And I've seen gyms on the telly. I've never been to one, but I've seen them, and I've seen these extreme gym when they're doing pull-ups and they cross their legs like that to make it a little bit difficult. She does that and all. She's like a banana like that, so I can't get. Almost puts her shoulders into each other, so that I'm about to drop her and I have to pick her up again. I don't know what she's going to end up as, but that's got to be something for the CV. Like I said, I'm an author. If anyone's ever feeling a bit miserable about their life or their work, just go on Amazon and have a look at the 1-star reviews of my book. Rest assured, I wouldn't be telling you this if there weren't some good ones as well. So much so that in an effort to keep my feet on the ground as things started to do well, my best and oldest friend usually spots them before me and sends me to them via text message. For my best-selling book, not best-selling in the real term, my best-selling is a fiction book. One of the titles of the reviews was Fictitious Rubbish. It's got a cartoon cover. I'm not sure how anyone thought it was real, but you're just going to have to go and have a look. I'll try and help them. I'm going to go with it. That's where I was going to go with it. I went off piste. It's gone again. It's just real nice to be. You know, like I said, I'm an author. This is only the third time I've done this. So it's really nice to share a stage with some people. You know, there's an award winner on tonight, student award winner. I won an award once. I didn't, I'm lying. I'm a kid's car later, that's fine. There's someone who's been on Loose Women. I haven't been on the T. Gibbs show. So before I came up, it's nice to be a fucking hell, I was nervous before I come on. So I went outside, I thought I better get some fresh air. So I'm out there, hands on my knees like that. I feel this. Well, you're doing some comedy tonight, are you? You followed me, didn't you? Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pete, Thomas, Stefan, absolutely fantastic. Round of applause. I think Pete deserves to go a Fanny in the party later on as a treat for that stuff. We're going to open his eyes to the world of cabaret. Right, we've got Luke.
Thank you for fucking having me. I am currently the only comedian on the circuit who is a lesbian Stalin impersonator, so you are welcome. I also like that there's provision, if any comedian ever wants to look like a Russian refugee from the future, he can just pull this over the fucking head. Well, it's fucking mine now, sweetheart. Don't even need that, I'm northern, I've got a loud voice. I'm using your That's his fact, like I can't compete with him on poetry, but for heart, I'm your man. Why did the Ukrainians take my space wheat? Liam, are you doing an accent already? Yes, I am, but I have fuck all else. Can you do any other accents? I can do a South African one, but it will sound less convincing under a rug. Okay, I can do scientific connection. Have you ever seen a scientific connection down the road? No, I've not, to be honest. Well, here at the moment, it looks like you've got multilingual schizophrenia and people are looking at you kind of weird. Well, do a South African joke. Don't worry, just walk in. Also, it's good that you're sat on the floor and these aren't, and it looks like you're the only hipster bankers in Wakefield that would turn up to a festival of pine, which is nice. Let's go to the Pine Festival, you fucking ace. You're amazing because you look like all of Kasabian. Every single one. And I currently look like the boy who didn't quite get over not being Castramarian that continued. I would have done it good. I've never had sex. No. Oh, come on, guys, let's finger this gig's dad in the ass. How are we doing? Yes, excellent. I swear to God, I will fucking fight everybody here. Every single one. My knee has more power than this town's money has produced in years. So
That's easy.
I know that's why I made the joke. Why is a man who looks like Freya Tughead with me? You meant to be like you didn't try to got Freya Tughead and all the musketeers like the fucking hell. What's your name, mate? It doesn't matter. Oh, material. You're very pretty. What's your name? Aww. You're so pretty though that it makes me quite angry. Because you'll never be mine. But if you were mine, I'd chain you to a radiator so you'd never be cold. This is different from other comedy gigs because an ethical debate occurs after every single joke. If you can call them that, please shut the fuck up because this wire is quite long and I could garrote you in Manchester style. I'm from Manchester. I was thrown into ice as a baby because I had a dodgy foot. And it fucking worked. It's funny, every heckle in Yorkshire sounds like like a duck communicating in Morse code. That sort of hey, easy rascals, you need a backing track. That means I've broken some coal. That's a yeah, that's it. Fuck off. Is this what the theatre's going to look like? Is it a cruel joke? I want to see Derek Jacobi in here. I just want to see him come in and do his fucking best. To be or not to be, I have a splinter. Incidentally, the lady whose rug it was, I won't put it back, but it will not be worth half as much as it was, but it was still there. Bum 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 bum. Get out of the country. Bum 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 bum. Taking our jobs. Bum 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 bum. As long as it's not my daughter. Bassism. Now. You have the time, you have the time. Shh, I don't know the time.
20 past 9.
Wrong, it's Pickford time. I like you because your hair looks like, well, you won't even need just for men. Your hair's like, how old are you?
21.
Is that what your KGB certificate? Vladimir, we have heard the hotbed of anti-capitalist intrigue is in Wakefield. You will go to Wakefield. attend gigs by people who own falafel shops, bookshops and Oxford. And you will go there and you will listen and you will pick up on people. You will not go to Oxford or Cambridge, you will go to Wakefield. And Wakefield will be, there you will find the ultimate revolution, and you've been here since 1974. And it's cool though, you look kind of fucking sidey, like, can we have a fight? But you're not annoyed about it, you're not annoyed about it. You're the sort of person, right, if you was... Shut up! If you was... I'm not a comedian, I'm a mess. To be fair, I don't give a fuck. This gig pays fuck all and I'm pissed to say. I am doing... There was a dick there. If I had a pound for every time I made a wedding go upward, I'd have, why is the bride's father not here? Now, what's your name? It doesn't matter. You look like the sort of person though, if you stood in a field on your own, right, just what's funny about a man in a field on his own? That's the job centre in Yorkshire, surely. That's just... You stood in a field on your own though, and no one was looking, like no fucker was looking. You just punched the fuck out of the horse. He doesn't deny it! Well, when Moscow sent me over in the 70s, they told me, keep the fuck out of as many Shetland ponies as you can. Because they're tiny fuckers and they don't give a shit. All the accents pulled me for shows. No, you can't punch a horse though. Shut the fuck up. If you ruin my punchline again, I will stab you. I will stab you with a knife made of fucking hooves. Because you'd end up in court, wouldn't you, on the charge of assault. Although to be fair, the horse would be a fairly shit witness, you know, because horses can't swear on the Bible, because they're Jewish. When it did come for the time, here comes the punchline, you prick. What you've essentially done is that your wife was about to give birth, but you've stuck your hand up before it's ready to come out, and the joke like the baby will still happen, but it now may be severely damaged. Yeah! Humorous jokes! I've got them all! I don't care anymore. Don't give a fuck. The barrister, here it comes. And if you don't laugh, I will garrot you with my dick. What really didn't do it? Ooh, God, he's a tiny man. I don't care. I am fucking pissed. They gave me Stella and I don't even have a wife. When it did come for the barrister to ask the horse, can you see the money punching court is today, the horse would go, nay! I wish I was dead.
You just died 5 minutes ago, man.
Bang! Now, I've been thinking about fat people. Thanks! I know people do, before you start though, people do look at me and go, fucking hell, I didn't know Claire Balding had a thyroid problem. To be honest, I'm amazed the Russians let her leave. You know, I'm a bit fat, but I'm not sort of fat where you think, oh, fucking hell, I want to sit next to that other bus in some of that. You know, it smells like a flavour of crisps, I don't know what it tastes. You know, that's sort of fat, you know. It's awful. But I was watching a documentary on Channel 4 about big fat people, and because it was on Channel 4, you had a very sensitive title. I think it was called Britain's Fattest Cunts. That's right, watch that. I want to see a Channel 4 programme called Babies Who've Just Been Left. This baby was left and I asked the dance to change outside the hop. You're like, I don't mean like the Apollo.
Live you go.
If you keep hectoring, I think.
It's not me.
Well, stop looking like it is because you've got lines on it. You've just been elbowed by a woman and that's the closest you've ever come to pulling. Whoa, intrigue, it's like a murder mystery. Who heckled the alcoholic? Let's find out. This is surely long enough.
I did heckle earlier.
No one cares! I don't give a fuck! Are you going to tell me a story how you were born in a barn in Slough and one day they said, you'll never leave Slough, you'll stay here forever and you'll end up mucking up dog shit for a living. But no, you climbed up the ladder.
Slough is really nice!
You got to leave
Wakefield.
You come to Wakefield. You can't just play Wakefield. You've got to do Dewsbury and Slough. This is surely long enough.
That's going to get knocked over.
Who are you? It's like talking to the fucking page master. I'm going to finish this gig by becoming Macaulay Culkin and jumping out of a boat. Oh! It's the centenary of the First World War this year. Can I get a word? It's the First World War. And it is the First World War. It's not World War I. That sounds like a fucking American prequel. You saw the untold devastation of the Crimean War. You saw the needless savagery of the Boer War, but nothing will prepare you for the untold carnage of World War I. Starring Mel Gibson as every fucker. Don't just buy one film, buy the sequel in a box set, World War II. The Germans ain't for learning. Buy that! That's the best bit of material I've got, and you know, I'm not fucking bothered anymore. I'm insane. I've just left a rug on the floor on top of another rug like a rug sandwich. I'm a maverick! Shut up. Alright. I've got no, come back to that. I've already done the miscarriage put down. Fucking hell. How much worse could it get? Well, no, you've been here and I've been here, and it's been a right laugh. Oh, you know you've been naughty? I'm 24 when I say it sounds creepy. You've been naughty. Behind the hedge. And no, you know you've been naughty, and like an older person will say, imagine what your dad would say if he was alive today. And I was thinking about it, what would my dad say if I he was alive today? I think he'd probably say, get me out of this box! And it's a proper fucking joke, that. I felt a lot happier ripping into you fuckers. And because the last act is driving me home, I'm going to have to fight a lot of people. But now I'll finish on a humdinger. Every piece of Yorkshire sounds like a piece of punctuation. So like if I was reading the Bible, and then God said, brr. Adam is made out of a rip, brr, brr, brr. I'm so Yorkshire, I wipe my ass with slate. That's so fucking This has been something else. Really fucking I'll finish an American joke, it's from America. You know that place that exists? No, you don't fucking know, because you use an atlas to wipe your ass, that's what fucking happened. I'm not using song. I can use crosswording to that. 4 across, man who beats his wife, 2 letters, me. No, it's an American joke. From America, so do it again. Hey! Said the woman, is that a gun in your pocket? Are you just pleased to see me? Man, no, it's a gun. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wakefield. Have we got any illiterate chap wankers to introduce James Christopher? Other than me? No? Ladies and gentlemen, James Christopher!
It's not you, it's people with small bladders.
I'll wait, it's fine. All right. Hello. Nice to be here. Kind of. Well, you know what? I think a lot of people who were a bit difficult have left. Are we all nice people who are left? Yes. Well, Cook's gone. It's like a haven in Wakefield for the nice. Because, like, I get in lots of times like this where, like, you know, it's a bit rough, but then there's people who are just solid people who want somewhere good to go, want a haven to go, where they can just kind of like be away from some of the other people that live there in the town. And like some of the other people were here, it's like someone who had seeped in. But I think we've got, oh no, one of them's back. No, but we'll be alright, we're solid, aren't we? Come on people! The good people of Wakefield. I mean, I had a bit of a struggle getting from the station to here. I had a bit of a struggle because I couldn't find, it's not that well signposted. I mean, it's not like a massively commercial venture I don't think this place, but I got a bit lost and I spotted a local girl and I said, can you tell me where Unity Hall is? I don't quite know where it is. I've been walking around for ages and I've got it on my phone and stuff, but I can't find it. And she said, why have you got that beard?
I get that all the time, mate.
Nice to be reminded that I am essentially Russell Howard after a nervous breakdown. So yeah, I'll tell you a bit about myself. I was bullied at primary school for being fat. So as you can see, bullying works. High motivation. No? I'm turning a bit ginger as I get. I was really fair-haired when I was young, and I'm turning a bit ginger as I get older, right? Going from blonde to being ginger is a bit like going from being HIV negative to being ginger. I know it's worse to be HIV than it is to be ginger, though it's equally hard to convince people to sleep with you. I would, you know. Like the hippie body language, I would, you know. But yeah, so I'm a Yorkshire lad, like you guys. I'm a Yorkshire lad. I've been up in Scotland doing a few gigs, and you know us Yorkshire folk, we like to think we don't mince our words, we don't fuck about. But up in Scotland, they can beat us on that front. I was walking back from a gig using my umbrella as a walking stick, kind of relaxed, just using my umbrella as a walking stick, so it wasn't really just kind of relaxed like that. A couple of youths ahead of me, a couple of hoodies on the street, they see me walking along, and one of them, he turns to the other and he says, here, see him, even his umbrella's gay. I said, is it really, lads? Is my umbrella gay? Well, it'll enjoy this then. And I shoved it up his arse. I was getting money out at a cash point, right, in Scotland, and you know they say when you're away from home, you're meant to put your hand over the cash point so people can't see your pin. I did that, put my hand over the cash point, over the keypad. I couldn't see my pin either, put it in wrong 3 times, the machine stole my card. Had to go into the bank and explain to this dour-faced Scottish fellow what had happened. He just stared back at me and he went, can I just confirm you're a cunt? I know I am, but that's not helpful.
got some photographs developed. The girl said, I was just looking at them on the counter. The girl said, that's nice. Have you been on holiday? I said, yes, can you give me the negatives? She said, yes, you're a ginger twat and your shirts look gay. So nice to be here. And have you been talked to already, young listener from there? No. No? Okay, what's your name? Lucy, where are you from?
Preston.
Preston, nice one. Lucy, what street?
Oxford Street.
Fuck it, she's told me the gig's over. I mean, I was going to follow you home anyway. You've made it easy. Give me a challenge for goodness sake, Lucy.
I did take the number, you don't.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've been to Preston and you've come to a very slightly less shit town. I'll tell you what, Lucy, next stop Barnsley. That's... What are you doing here in Wakefield, Lucy? Living. Good work, you've nailed it. Nice one. Alright. Good stuff. Alright, so let's ask you, has anybody got a birthday coming up in the next year? Alright, excellent. Alright, bit of chatter at the back there, guys. Just sort of like a performance going on here. I mean, yeah, shut the fuck up. Literally not even dealt with. They're still going. I mean,
It worked, well, it worked.
he'll stop while he finishes off his can, and then it's right back again. You know, I mean, that's Foster's. They sponsor comedy fucking idiots. So I went on Mastermind recently, and my chosen specialist subject was rhetorical questions. I passed on every answer and won. Christian Slater, he's an atheist, like Richard Dawkins. He's a Christian Slater. These aren't jokes I expected to work in Wakefield, I'll be honest. I'm glad you're enjoying
Pleasantly surprised, yeah?
I recently watched digital TV and they showed an entire night of the Kamaz at number 42.
Oh, dear.
So it's quite reassuring to know that quite a lot of UK gold is still stolen from India. I thought of that and I did have to Google it to make sure that we did in fact steal a lot of gold from India. And we did get in, we did. So, young lady there, what's your name? Yes, you. That's right. I should first explain that I've got really shit eyesight, and often when I look at someone, right, one eye's worse than the other, and when I look at someone, it often looks like I'm looking somewhere else. Sorry about that. That can lead to awkward social situations. And as a white English person, the thing I fear most is socially awkward situations. So because of that, I once went out with a girl for 3 years because the night we met, I fancied her friend. That's true, unfortunately. Anyway. Alright, okay, so I do the Edinburgh Fringe as well. I know all the other comics who are on tonight, they're brilliant guys like Liam and Chris who's still to come on. And recently, I had to, I'm starting out with promotion, the rent and everything. I'm staying with a few guys up in Edinburgh. So recently, I did find myself with £4 grand in my bank account. And upon seeing that, I thought, shit, I could pay to have someone killed. That's what it costs to pay to have someone killed, apparently, £4 grand. That's not funny, but there's a bit that refers back to it in about 5 minutes that is funny. So we've all made a little investment in that one. Anyway, what's your name, sorry, darling? Oh, shit, I was talking to her, but you'll do, Lucy. I've got Lucy's, I've got 2 Lucy's, I'm talking to all the Lucys. Have we got any other Lucys? You two are my girls. Lucy, do you have a favourite animal? Yes. Good. Lucy 1, do you have a favourite animal? Oh, elephant! We got there, excellent. I went out with a girl, and when we met, the first time we met, when I was trying to chat her up and stuff, the first thing she said to me was, "What's your sexual persuasion?" And I said, "Oh, go on, please have sex with me." And she told me that her favourite animal was the owl, right? So on our first date together, I bought her an owl, right? A toy owl, I'm not mental, right? Roughly a year later, we moved in together, and she had this bookcase with loads of animals, and they were all grouped together in species. I've not seen this bookcase before, and I was able to work out that what she did when she entered into a relationship, that's all right, mate. You look awesome. Thank you. Well, you look like my brother in many ways. Look at this. Yeah, go and have a piece of my city, cunt. Yeah, go on. Do you know what? One thing I like to do, by way of a laugh, is I like to carry around a potato waffle so I can hashtag things in real life conversation. So, oh yeah, my ex-girlfriend, she had this bookcase, and she had loads of animals, and each animal, right, that's getting even louder, guys. Right. It's okay, I mean...
It's not okay, if we're honest. Can we shut the fuck up, yeah?
Yes! I'm prepared, guys. Don't worry about this. I'm prepared because when I started comedy, people said like, yeah, you're gonna get heckles, you're gonna get people talking in your sets, and often it doesn't happen that often. But I thought, right, I'll write some put downs so if there are heckles, I can fucking deal with it. Yeah. Guys, do your worst. Shout a heckle out, yeah, and I'll deal with it from a heckle put downs, yeah. Shout a heckle out. I smell of cheese. Right, okay. I'll deal with that. I smell of cheese, right? No, you are. That was, that was quite a kind of, that was quite a cool, kind of a surreal heckle. It wasn't too malicious, but if you want to shout out something more malicious, then I'll deal with that. Guys in the back, shout.
Your mum smells of cheese.
Right. He's brought my mum into this, guys. It's personal. He's brought my mum into this. I'm going to have to deal with this. This is going to have to come from the harsh heckle put down brackets. Yeah, well, I hope one day you have a daughter and she goes into porn and you download it and come before you realise. Hashtag don't fuck with me. Well, what journey we're all on, hey? Goodness me. You sir, what's your name?
Graham.
Yeah. Max, what do you do, Max? You work in financial advice? Fuck off. Is your financial advice sell everything and live in the trees? Is that... Hang on, guys, I'll deal with this. Bonnie Langford's getting licky. Right. What's this about, Bonnie? Come on. But he says he works in finance. He says he's... mad science, what can we do? No? Right, have you got anything like, if people got lighters, coins, is there anything we could use? Alcohol? I'm pretty sure people here have got drugs. I'm not judging, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Well, yeah. What I'm going to do, people, it's been lovely, I'll be honest, it's been really eye-opening. I'm going to do a couple of bits of material before I leave, and then I'll say goodnight to you. So I do a lot of gigs. I do a lot of gigs on the train, and I travel by train and stuff. I was on the train recently, and the tannoy came up, and it said, "Can passengers for Barnsley please change?" And in fairness, someone started reading books and aspiring to better things. Train, travelling to a gig, and a young girl came and sat next to me. She happened to be a young Asian girl, and she was on the phone to her mum, and mum was in the car to get a takeaway. So the girl said, "Well, I won't talk to you for long because you're in the car, but just get us a ticker and some poppadoms." And we got to the girl's stop. She's kind of rushing about to leave. She knocks me on the arm with her bag. So she called back, "Oh, sorry." And I said, "Oh, it's fine, enjoy your ticker and poppadoms." Only by this point, there was a queue of people for the door who hadn't heard the phone conversation. And what they'd seen was a young Asian girl knock me with her bag. So I've gone, "Oh, it's fine, enjoy your ticker and poppadoms." And these people are all looking at me like I've got the racist mind of Jeremy Clarkson in the awkward body of a shipwrecked Stephen Merchant. I had to think of something to say to prove there was a connection, so I said, "Oh, tell your mum to drive carefully." How threatening does that sound? Waiting for another train. I was waiting for another train at York, where I'm from, and the tannoy came up. And I could see my train waiting for the platform. On the platform was this little branch line train, so my train couldn't board. And after a while, the tannoy came up and it said, "We regret to inform passengers that the 1749 train to Glasgow Central has been delayed by approximately 11 minutes. East Coast Rail would like to apologise for this delay." I thought, how patronising and condescending is that? Not only is it clearly a recorded message, but they're blaming someone else for the problem. How insulting is that to all of our intelligence?
James Christopher would like to apologise for weak observational material. Caused by watching Michael McIntyre.
My brother, I didn't tell you about him, he's really into drugs, and he told me... Some fans of my brother into that, interesting. My brother told me that the most intense high is to rub opium into your genitals. I said that's poppycock. You've been lovely. I can honestly say, I mean, you've been loads of fun. What? That is the most insincere encore I've ever heard in my life. That was one person half-heartedly saying, "Oh, go on, do a bit more." Oh, no, maybe not. No, you've been adorable. I can honestly say the only way I could have enjoyed you more is if there was more of you and you'd been more receptive.
James Christopher, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to have a 5-minute break if we're going to last comedian tonight, Chris Tander. So a 5-minute break, have a quick 5 minute, have a chat, then come back in with Chris Tander.
I'll get to. What did you look like a sex offender? Where is that? Oh, is it Chris Tander? Yes, I win again. literally laughing at my face. Thank you. So here we are, in Wakefield, aka the Dream Factory. This is it. I'm not even done Dewsbury yet, so I'm just jumped up the ladder. Here we are. And I love... Good, just checking. And I love doing this job. I do. And I give a great job to do this, because I used to work in a kitten factory. Kitten factory, for fuck's sake! It's a bit wrong, can you hear it? A killing factory, yes, that's right. For fuck's sake. But don't worry, lads, we're in the punchline, so we'll move on. Fucking great. Yeah. No, I don't know, are you cat lovers here or are you dog lovers? Dog lovers give us a cheer. Dog! Most enthusiastic you've been all evening. That was amazing. Dog! Yes! Those of you who love dogs, I get it, I understand, I'm more of a cat person. Because dogs, they're loyal, Thank you. Look, this is Wakefield, not fucking America. Alright? You don't just have to cheer random shit. Hey, I learned how to tie my shoelaces. Woo! Most people I amongst you will notice I am wearing loafers. Yes, doesn't ring true. Doesn't ring true. No, we're on something. Dogs are loyal and all that, but at the same time, incredibly stupid. No, they are. Dogs are really stupid. Because you think about it, what's the one thing a dog loves more than anything else in the world? Ladies and gentlemen, I do have the answers to these questions. This is how this shit works. And believe me, you might think you have a funny response. Mine is funnier. No, the one thing a dog loves more than anything else is walking. No, more than that. Walking. Dickheads. Because I enjoy walking, you know, Lake District or a mountain range, something like that. Not just anywhere that's outside. And dogs don't just like walking, they love walking. You just ask for whisper, we're going walking now. It's like, yes! We're going to have a high five! Come on, they love walking so much that when you say about walking, they strain on the leash and strangle themselves as a sheer enthusiasm for walking. They're just like, I want to walk! More! Will you calm down? I won't calm down! One more than you're walking! You are actually dying. Oh, God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely to me. It's also the temperatures we're in reminds me, that makes me feel I am taking part in the Winter Olympics. It's like we're in Sochi now, but well, you won't have that. That's it. Because that's the thing, wasn't it? The Sochi Olympics is all the controversy around the homophobic laws, and it's horrible. It's got that banned now. They have officially banned all rainbows. Now, two reasons. One reason, of course, is the law banning the promotion of homosexuality. The second reason is the banning the promotion of the even more offensive concept of hope. So that's the reason why. But also, how do you promote homosexuality? What are these guys doing? Going door to door? You know, just preaching the gay words. Is that what they do? Got the jokes, well, got the jokes, shut the fuck up. I don't know how much this has to be emphasised, but do not talk. I do the talking, I've got the magic talkie wand. That's why I'm louder than all of you. And that's why I'm on the stage bit of rug. It's a fucking bit of rug. That's why I'm on the bit of rug, it doesn't even fly. You know, like, what did you do? Like, you get a knock on the door, it's like, oh, hi. Do you feel like there's a hole in your life? have you considered filling it with cock? That's promoting the gay words. There you go. So what do we do after you guys have been? Well, the bit of
but look, watch yourself, the opera house is kicking out. Good job you're inside, those are some rowdy fuckers. But like, Wakefield is that kind of town. I live in Manchester, and it's the same kind of town, that people conveniently wear a cunt uniform. It's brilliant. Those lads who came in before, shaved heads and have got short sleeve shirts, go, oh, they're cunts. Look at that.
I should have known earlier,
You should have known as they walked in fucking like this with the come up. Lads! I'll tell you what, they'll be down now, they'll be probably, I don't know, just rocking at McDonald's. Maybe. Fucking hates McDonald's. We all love stuff to takeaways, don't we? We have this takeaways you want to send. I'm sure you've got your favourites around, your favourite takeaways. Yeah, good. I don't care. All my questions are rhetorical. But like McDonald's as an example, I love McDonald's in that it is the only takeaway, it's unique in that it's the only takeaway that I regret eating it while still eating it. It's amazing. It's like, well, this is worth quick, 2 bites in, what the fuck am I doing? McDonald's is the way they promote themselves as well. You always get money off vouchers on the back of bus tickets. But it's like, you're already on the bus. Your life is bad enough as it is. And you don't get it the other way around, do you? You don't go to McDonald's, get a receipt, and on the back is, oh, money off the Mega Rider. And also, why would anybody trust buying food off Ronald McDonald's? Right, listen to the name. It's clearly Scottish-American, which is by easily the worst combination of a human being for health you could possibly fucking get. That is, if you're Scottish-American, you are minutes away from a fucking heart attack. That is ridiculous. You've got the alternative place. You can go to Burger King, instead of the Big Mac, they have the Flaming Whopper. Yes, because sometimes you want a burger that sounds like a venereal disease. Or KFC with a secret recipe. You're thinking, what is this secret recipe? What is it? Salt and fat. Did someone genuinely heckle, it's chicken? For fuck's sake! It's chicken, seriously. I thought it's a bit too white to be beef. If you don't want American food, you can go British. Get yourself a Wimpy. Bullshit. Wimpy is like, that is how bad we are in this country. We take a shit idea like McDonald's and we manage to make it worse. Wimpy is so bad that you only see them now at services, motorway services. And if you're desperate to stop on the motorway, if you see the next services as a Wimpy one, you will drive off. Nobody craves, everyone craves a takeaway, nobody here craves a bender and a back. By the way, that is not a joke name, that is a product name sound. That is marketing, ladies and gentlemen. It's ridiculous. I know you've got Just Eat instead, you can order on the internet. You don't even have to get up from your fucking chair. Just be a proper lazy fat bastard. Every mobile phone and tablet is now a menu. You don't even have to open that fucking drawer in the kitchen anymore. Take the fucking curry, put it in there. The only way to make it lazy is if you have a buzzer for the door by your chair. Buzz them in and just say over the intercom, bring a plate from the kitchen if you could, mate. Because that's the thing. Now we can use the internet for takeaways. We don't have to use the phone. Nobody uses the phone anymore. Even my mum's on Facebook. It's like, seriously, the only people in the UK today using the telephone, the girls on Babe Station. Seriously. I don't know if you've ever seen those programmes, you might be thinking, I wonder what they're actually saying. What are they talking to? It's like, no, you should, hey, phone up, you'll hear what they're talking about. They're just saying, I'm like, have you been installed PPI? Not a free boiler. It's insulation. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's important. I know it's bad that I am laughing because, frankly, that's meant to be your job, isn't it? But just in case, I'll think I'll just laugh at my own jokes. We'll get on. This is lovely. Lovely tonight. I seem to have somehow managed to make you not mental for 5 minutes. So well done. This is, what's interesting, like, there's a mixture of ages here, and I'm at a sort of weird age that I'm 31, which isn't particularly weird, but I'm now at an age where all my friends have had kids, and I don't have kids, and I know fuck all about what they're talking about. Have any of you had this? Friends have had children, like, they tell you stuff, it's like, what are you telling me? Like, for instance, whenever a friend of mine has a baby, they always tell me the weight. What is it, fucking fish? It's like, seriously, what are you telling me the weight for? Because surely, whatever it weighs, you're gonna keep it. You put the small ones back. I don't know how it works. It's weird. I don't understand. It's the thing. But then the opposite to that, the flip side to that is I'm feeling like I'm not old enough to be that, but at the same time, I'm not really young. And I'll give you the example here. We've got a mixture of ages here. I'm 31, that's not young anymore. If you're 18 or 19, you're young. There's plenty of people here who are 18, 19, 20, you're young. And I'll tell you there's a difference. The difference between your age and my age, okay? If you're 18 or 19, all your heroes from your childhood can remain such. All the heroes of people you loved on television? However, I'm 31. Everyone who I loved on television as a child is a fucking paedophile. Every last one of them. You don't know what it's like for me opening the newspaper. Who's next? Which dream is going to be shattered today? Open up the paper and go, oh no. They've arrested Bungle. Well, all of you here old enough to remember Rainbow, they do need to arrest a lot of them for questioning, don't they? Come on! Did you remember Zippy? Essentially Gimp, wasn't it? It's been fucking with them. How many people is left to be arrested? How many fucking people? When you open the paper and you see on trial, Fred, you hope it's not Noel Edmonds. Oh, because it'd be such a fucking shame, wouldn't it? The only thing is, you'd spot him in a fucking lineup. He's not changed his fucking. He looks the same as he did 50 fucking years ago. That I don't understand it. No, seriously. When I see on the television that being on trial at the moment, Fred the Weatherman. What the fuck? How wide is this net being cast? Fred the Weatherman's been arrested today. Fuck off! That is not a sentence! For fuck's sake! It's ridiculous! Oh, but an interesting story. Did you know he tried to run away from the police? No. No, seriously, he did. He tried to escape to Ireland. Yeah, like this. I'll be in there one day. Actually, I've got an idea to pitch to these fuckers. One thing I don't like on television, I hate soap operas. But, how about we actually turn them into an opera?
That'd be good.
It would be. That'd be better, wouldn't it? Imagine EastEnders on stage, I'll do it in there. Just imagine. The curtain raises and there's a man on stage wearing a blue boiler suit. I'm waiting for my love to ride back home. For she is a child, she completes me as a man. Stage up, one big one at the end. Meanwhile, enter stage right. Liam! Darren, do you know Dave? Who works for the mechanics? Of course I do. He's my brother. Wade, brothers. Fuck's sake. Give me one more minute and I'm gonna fuck off. Right? She goes, you see the thing is, about 7 months ago, I've had so many WKD blows. I'm afraid the child's not My word, you actually let me do some jokes. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. And good night, God bless, I'll make you a stamina. Good night, cheers.